This is Liam, the author of the Babe Ruth Bucket. This is the Babe Ruth Bucket podcast. We're here today to talk about, could your retirement be delayed? We're going to find out. As we watch 2020 in the rearview mirror, we look ahead with the scars from that year. And while many people spend years dreaming about that day that they'll finally retire, a lot of you realize now that you might have been put back a couple years. Maybe things have changed. Well, again, I always like to push this. We used to say in our company that, we answer the questions you didn't know to ask. Now I say, if your retirement planner is not retired, get another one. I've been retired for 5 years, okay? I consult, I write books, I teach, I don't sell, I don't do any of that anymore. I just help other people try to make the right decisions, and that's what we're doing with this podcast. You're welcome to get a hold of me at 866-848-7688, or you can email me at liamgroup@gmail.com. Also, LCI, taxfreeretirement.com is our website. One of the things I think is unique is that with the difference between me, Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, and Clark Howard is the fact that I'll actually talk to you. I'll actually help you, and I'll work with your people that you're working with, and we'll help put a plan together for you. You'll be lucky if any of them, even acknowledge you, maybe via phone call on their podcast, but I don't think any of them will have you come to their office. I don't believe any of them will come to you, any of that kind of stuff. And that's one of the things that you will always get from me, no matter where we go or how big we become. I'll always be that one that you talk to, so we're welcoming you to understand that. We have thousands of consultants that we can use, but if you want to talk to me personally, the guy that wrote the book, The Babe Ruth Bucket, Myths and Truths, Tax-Free Retirement, I will definitely do that. So do you have too much money saved or not enough money saved? Now that's time I ask people a different question. I'll say, do you have more money at the end of the month or more months at the end of the money? Okay, so that's the same question. Do I have too much saved or not enough saved? How many people do you think that I talk to say they have too much saved? I'm going to go with not very many, okay? All right? If you retire at 67 and you live to be 95, that's 28 to 30 years worth of income that you have to retire. Now, the media will tell you that's $1 million you've got to have set aside to retire on, okay? I would say you could do it with $500,000 if it was tax-free. How about that? That's a 50% reduction on what you have to have as long as it's designed around a tax-free idea. Think that through for a minute. Again, a quick example, $400,000 401k, $200,000 goes to the government on a 50% tax. $400,000 Babe Ruth Bucket, I get 100% of that. Is that not a 50% increase because I'm not paying 50% of the taxes? I'm going to go with yes on that one. That's what you need to be talking about. How do I get a tax-free investment? What is a Babe Ruth Bucket? Okay? You go through all our podcasts, it tells you what a Babe Ruth Bucket is. Babe Ruth Bucket is simple. It's a tax-free retirement account with lots of living benefits. Most Americans don't have enough money. Most Americans have less than $200,000 when they hit that age group, when they hit 67. Less than $200,000. Media says I got to have $1 million. In order to get ahead of that, okay, you have to create a plan for the retirement years before you get to the retirement years. Now, if somebody would come to me and say, hey, I'm 67, all I have is this little bucket of money, what can you do? I'm telling you right now, we can still beat whatever your broker's going to tell you, because your broker's going to put you into something that's going to have up and downs, and you're taking money. I'm going to put you into something that has a direct ride up with a complete stop loss. It's not going to go below anything more than what you take out. That's going to easily defeat anything that they have. Okay, so that's what we would suggest for you. Okay. What about the amount of education that you have? Is a doctor smarter than you are when it comes to investing? I had a doctor one time said, that book that you wrote, why don't you write one of these called MD? I said, MD? He goes, yeah, money dumb. He said, we don't have a clue what we're doing with money. So your education isn't necessarily going to mean anything. When I say you need an education, what I'm talking about is you need to educate yourself on the financial woes and the financial opportunities that are out there. Don't trust somebody that's going to say, hey, come out here, we'll get you this fancy little thing here, and remember the company's got my name on it, so it's Bob Smith's insurance company, or Bob Smith, whatever, or Riegelman's Investments, you can trust me, I mean. I always recommend that you look at a company like Legacy Consultants, you look at a company like Liam Group, you look at a company like the Babe Ruth Bucket, what we do, because it's not wrapped around an individual per se like me, it's wrapped around you as the individual. Okay, Legacy Consultants, we named it that because it's your legacy. Okay, it's not my money, it's your money. Okay, and so I tell people all the time that your education that we're talking about isn't your education through books and knowledge through college. It's your common sense knowledge that we're telling you. I think it's so funny, people say to me, well, this book that you wrote is so simple. Why did you write it so simple? And I tell people all the time that complexity is the enemy of execution. The reason why banks and stockbrokers and all these people make things complicated is because they don't want you to do anything. They want to tell you what to do. We live in a world that tells you how to invest. Okay? So, what other ways is my investment going to be delayed? Well, the number one way is because of the economy and things have changed. The number two way is because you didn't make the right decisions. The number three way is because you don't have enough money when you are 67, 68, 69, or 70, right? And so those things are going to make a huge difference, okay? One of the biggest contributors to debt during a person's retirement is their health care cost, okay? If you don't have proper health insurance, and in some cases you need a supplement to go along with your Medicare, okay? Maybe they're going to push back the Medicare even to 70, I don't know. Okay, so then from 60 to 70, you got to worry about health insurance. That's not going to be cheap, right? So that becomes an issue. Your cost of living is going to change, and your standards are going to change, okay? All right, if you're used to living on $8,000 a month and you're dropping down to $2,000, that's going to change the way you're doing things, the way you're making decisions, okay? What if you get a catastrophic illness? If you had a 401k with $400,000 in it, and you had an issue, and let's say that it wasn't life-threatening, they may give you 20% of that, right? But what if you could get 100% of your Babe Ruth Bucket, or 80% of your Babe Ruth Bucket, or 50% of your Babe Ruth Bucket, all tax-free? Guy gets a hold of us, he has a heart attack, Matt. And those of you that don't know, Matt's my film guy. I always bring him up when I'm talking. He likes attention. But one of the things that this guy has a heart attack, and he had a Babe Ruth Bucket with living benefits. 15 days after he came out of his coma and all that junk, we handed him a check for $600,000. He had a $1.2 million policy. He got 50% of that money to help him either he can never go back to work. We don't know what's going to happen with him, or he can go back to work and put that somewhere else. But that's all because he had a living benefit added to his retirement. See, if your financial guy is not putting living benefits attached to your retirement, making a huge mistake. He's doing the Dave Ramsey thing. Oh, when you're 52, nothing ever happens to you. You don't need to worry about it. I have not met anybody that's been past 50 that things haven't fell apart. I'm walking up the stairs the other day, and I told my wife, I said, we got to get this wood repainted or something. It's cracking all over the place. She said, it's made out of cement. I'm the one that was cracking, right? It wasn't the floor, right? So I disagree with Dave, and I can tell you, I got friends that I went to school with. I got one that died at 50 of cancer, one that's got Parkinson's disease, okay? One of my best friends in the whole wide world has Alzheimer's. One of my favorite guys in the whole world. You know him, man. He's a good fella.
Oh, not that guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But anyway, it all happened after they were 50. And had they listened to Dave Ramsey, they'd be all in a box. They'd all be in a bad situation, right? Okay? So that stuff, it just drives me nuts that people don't have living benefits added to their retirement. What if I don't make it to a certain point? What if I'm 30 years old, I got 4 kids, and I get hit by a truck and I can't work anymore, and I only have $15,000, and it was my fault, right? I can't sue to get money, and I only have $15,000 in my 401k. But had I bought a $1 million Babe Ruth Bucket term policy, right, with living benefits, I'd be set for life. I just don't understand why people don't make the call 866-848-7688 or catch us at our website at lcitaxfreeretirement.com or email me at the liamgroup@gmail.com. Again, I'm retired. I'm a financial planner that's retired. And because I made the right decisions, I'm in that position. Now, when you come and visit me, I'll show you what those decisions were. And then you can say, wow, that didn't seem that difficult at all. But I did something because I've been doing this for 30 years. And if I wouldn't have done what I tell everybody else to do and then got in the position where I wanted to do what I did, what kind of guy would I be? You know, I tell people all the time, the number one thing you should say to your broker when you're seeing them is where's your money? He's not going to tell you. I'll show you where mine is. I'll show you exactly what I did. No problem. He's not going to show you. Ask him what his birthday and Social Security are. He's not giving it to you. Ask him what his cell phone number is. But he doesn't give that out either. Okay? You need to get people that you can talk to that are just like you, that are real, okay? And ask the right questions and have them give you the right answers. But let them let you make the decision. I'm not that kind of guy that says, you know, I'll make the decision for you. It's not my money. But I will help you make better decisions. We'll give you choices and options, okay? If you're one of the lucky people that love what you do, and you don't care if retirement gets delayed 5, 10, 20 years, okay? If you count yourself among those, okay, then that's fine. But it's still, you know what's still going to happen to those people? And I get those people all the time. But you know what's going to happen to those people, Matt? Still going to have to retire. I'm working with a young man today. They're working on my office. They're redoing our floors, and the dad's got him working. And he said, I don't need the money. I just like living. I just like going out and having a good time. I said, my daddy told me something one time I never forgot. He said, life's like a shit sandwich. The more bread you got, the less shit you got to eat. I said, son, one of these days you're going to realize you don't like the taste of shit, and you're going to need some bread. I don't understand what these young people are thinking. Where is it going to come from? I don't want to work. I don't want to make money. I just want to live and have fun and laugh and go out and play and party and have a good time. At some point, and it happens to all of us usually, and they call it 2 words, grow up. You know, and I'm sorry if I offend some of my language, but I've seen some of the stuff on this TV out here. They do a lot worse than me. But that's just the way it is. It's real. Life's like a shit sandwich. That's the goddamn truth. Yes, it is. And I'm telling you right now, you got a big bunch of bread. Oh boy, I'll take 2. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching this. This is the Babe Ruth Bucket podcast. We're at the liamgroup@gmail.com. We're also at 866-848-7688. Or you can catch us at the lcitaxfreeretirement.com. Thanks for your time. Again, this has been the Babe Ruth Bucket podcast.